Good morning, Peacock.
Good morning, good morning. Coming in from the jungles of Costa Rica.
Let's manifest that, girl.
Seriously.
How are you doing today, Peacock?
I'm doing well. I'm in mid celebrations. It's my mom's 80th and a half. If you know, you know. It's her 80th birthday.
Yay! Happy birthday, Lolis. I'm sure she
Thank you.
is. Is she back from celebrating with her friends?
Yeah, she came back yesterday. Um, and they did like every single thing every single stop that they did for food, restaurant, whatever. They they did a little cake for her, and they gave her all kinds of little gifts. So she was so excited. She came with all her little gifts, all her little friends.
Oh,
Yeah, it was really nice.
that's actually fun. Qué bueno. I'm
Yeah,
so happy to hear
yeah.
hear for about her birthday celebration. That's wonderful. So I guess we'll have another episode where we'll talk about the half thing because that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everyone to episode 13. And, it's 2024, and we want to dive a little bit deeper into what Two Peacocks Travel was able to accomplish in a year and a half. Um, the name of this episode is going to be Launching Dreams, where we'll be talking about how we were able to reinvent ourselves from a full career in the public sector to launching a travel business in 2022. And as you can imagine, it was definitely something that started off as an idea, and we were like, "You want to do it? Are we going to do this? We can do this. We can do it anytime. We can do anything. We go big or we go home." The pep talks that we have for each other. So far, we've been guests on six podcasts, and the most recent with Hood Good Travels that was released this morning. It's a two-part podcast. We're going to put it in our comment section in our podcast. Everyone can go and follow her and listen to the podcast. 12 countries in 2023, 11 countries planned for 2024. We've been featured in two magazine articles. We've been in one webinar where we talked about um, the benefits of
Benefits.
travel and mental health, and
Yeah, mental health benefits.
two summer programs for our young travelers, and going for this summer as well, making it into three. And we're here today to tell the audience, the courage that it took to do what we did, why we did it, and how we don't regret doing it. So let's get started, Anna. So this is our journey.
Definitely takes courage, but I think, the strength that we've already kind of built up for this our entire lives has played a pivotal role for us. And we can't forget that we didn't get here alone. First of all, you and I, we tag team and we get it done. We look at each other, we know we're going to get it done. But how many people do we have to thank for opening the door and allowing us to share their platform, or, giving us an idea or connecting us to somebody else? So we definitely don't forget all of those individuals, and we are, indebted for you. We really are grateful for showing us, what it is to be a true entrepreneur community. But what you said, we had to reinvent ourselves, which was not an easy task, because before we reinvented ourselves, we had to shed the former identity. And we've talked about this, who we were prior to this, all the hats that come with the roles of the responsibilities that we had. But, you always turn this, we've managed to turn this into a positive, because we've taken those skill sets and that experience, and we use it to travel, to do something that we get to have a creative fuel. People would say, traveling is a hobby. It is, but for us, we were so dedicated to our work. We didn't really have hobbies. It was basically work and family. We didn't have the time for the hobbies part. So for us, travel was an enjoyment, and we were able to create something out of where there was no framework. This is not something that was cookie cut. We've been creating, but the beautiful thing for us is that we both know how to be flexible. We may have some crazy ideas, not that all of them pan out, but it's okay, because we're laughing all the way through it.
And, I think that our situation came out of, not that we were bored with our job, of course. We were in a situation where COVID was at its peak. I had a situation happen in my position at work that forced me to take a step back. You had a situation in your family that forced you, because our careers really truly not it's not an 8 to 5 job or 9 to 5 job, although we get paid for that. But because we had large departments, people depending on us, you just can't hang up your coat and be like, well, I'm not taking that call because, it's not, I don't get paid for these hours. It doesn't really work like that.
Right.
Now, there
That's
are
not who
some,
we are.
exactly. And there's some boundaries, of course. I'm not going to be checking my email at 11 o'clock at night. I mean, believe me,
Well,
you'll be okay if I don't answer. I mean, you were in a different situation, but like for
I've
me,
all during COVID, there was no off time. It was go, go, go because people were depending on us. That's all I knew.
yes. And so I think that um it was a scary time. And as we meet women who have been in our old world, and they meet with us and they're like, how did you guys do it? Like, shedding the titles itself has been a huge, huge endeavor for us. I mean, now I think it's a little bit less, but the first year it was hard. But I have to tell you, Anna, that my skin looks phenomenal in this camera. I want to just tell you real quick. I changed my cream. You know what I'm using now? And I feel so moisturized. Pond's. I went back to the basics, girl.
Funny you say that because one of the girls I follow, she does the whole makeup routine, and when I'm always looking for a makeup balm to remove makeup, right?
Yeah,
A balm, a makeup remover balm,
yeah,
because I think it's less harsh, especially we're trying to take care of the skin.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and she was using Pond's, and I'm like, I
But
can
it's
go
not.
back old school.
So Pond's has a makeup remover and a moisturizer. I've been using this moisturizer for a week, and I can tell you, I feel fresh. Like, look at the
Dude,
skin.
I want that manteca look that other woman we follow, Sonia Ramos. She's like, you
Sonia
gotta have the
Ramos.
manteca look. I'm like, girl, I'm working
So
on it.
great. I'm sorry. I was just admiring my own skin as I'm talking to you here, and I'm like, I look phenomenal. I
Squirrel
mean,
moment.
I know I have my little arruguitas, pero all right, Pons. That's a little commercial for you, Pons. So
Exactly.
back to titles. It was hard, and we recently met up with someone who I think that when we were talking, we were in a cafecito con jefas. We were immediately able to connect with her because she felt our pain. She also had left the public sector. She left her title behind. It was a huge reality check for her. What was that?
I thought it was an earthquake. Just kidding.
And so we were able to bond over that. And then coming to
Yeah.
realize that there's a lot of women, I'm sure there's men too, but we're just talking about women that are in the same situation, and they feel trapped, Anna, and wish they could do something to get out of it. But of course, we all have financial responsibilities, we all have families, mortgages, especially in California. It's not cheap to live here.
Right.
But we feel that as time goes by, we're more and more meeting women who are completely dying. I mean, I can't use a better word, not to be so exagerada, but they want to get out. They're just they're afraid, because we come from a generation where your parents told you, you work hard, you stay with a company that has insurance, you work 30 years, and then you retire. So the not having a daily, or I'm sorry, a weekly check or a 15 on the 30th check is really unfathomable, right? Like, that really is scary. But they wish they had a little bit of courage to just do it. And I, Anna and I, you and I are here to tell you that it can be done, but you have to trust yourself. You have to trust that it's going to work out, because if you go into it saying it's not going to work out, this is stupid, no one's going to buy my stuff or no one's going to follow me, then that's where it's going to go. We started off.
Words. I was just gonna say words are very powerful. So don't shoot yourself in the leg before you even get started. Words are very, very powerful.
Now, we're in the same boat, Anna and I, both of us, right? And so I feel very lucky to have Anna to bounce off these things
Hmm.
off of her because we are very similar. Our friendship started when she took that position that she was replacing me in a position, and then of course our friendship grew from that. But we are very similar. We're the eldest. I'm an only child, but she's the eldest, so we have a lot in common. But we are able to really move through anything, whether it's a tragedy, whether it's an emergency, whether it's having fun, whatever it is. But if you don't have an Anna or a Sandy, that's okay. You just have to find a community of women that will support your endeavor, who will support your idea and will launch you. And I think that you will agree that we're huge supporters of Latina businesses, and we will launch you on our Instagram. We will tell the world because we really want you to feel empowered. I think that
We
that in itself is a huge component in support. Do you agree?
I agree 100 wholeheartedly, to be honest with you. I mean, that is for us, this is why we, you know, I know everybody talks about, being in a network, right? But people, you can be in a network, and we've experienced this. We've gone to many, many of an event. There are network, and then there's network. And by that, I mean, is like when you find your community, when people start to open up, it's not just, you know, I don't even know how to explain it because this is my first rodeo on entrepreneurship, but having the knowledge that I have people that I can bounce ideas off of, or just listening to them, and I think, oh, I can relate, which is how we came across this other individual, former public servant, that, the minute she started to speak the language, and that we talk about terminology.
Yes.
Terminology is huge. Again, back to words are powerful. I knew her pain immediately. I was like, she's one of us, we're one of hers, like, oh my God, our sister. But it really it takes a community to move forward. And like you said, if there's no Sandy and there's no Anna, you definitely just you look for your community, and
Yes.
you find where people are going to let you be who you are. You don't have to pretend to be anybody. How many times Sandy in our former life is like, here we go, we're here to perform, let's go, right? And I don't think that at the moment we understood what that meant. We
No.
now see it a totally different way. So for us, it has been a year of a lot of accomplishments. And one of the things that Sandy and I are guilty of is we don't celebrate ourselves enough because we are go, go, go. You guys, everybody knows we go big or go home. But I don't think we stop to celebrate when we get to the big. We don't. And so that's one of the things that we are really working on this year is to identify all the things that we're celebrating, whether it be big or be small. I mean, we were jumping up and down for 1,000 followers. Yes or no? We were just in
Girl.
December. Just in December, we sent out like, "Hey, do you have 70 more friends?" And by what? Last week we were at 1,000,
Yes.
and we're like, "Yes!"
And we had a
And I know
goal
that
of
may not
having
be
a
big,
thousand.
right? But it may not be a big thing, but it is a big thing. We've taken something that we knew nothing about and we've created it our way. We do it our way. That's the beauty of being a creator. So if you want to call like, the traveling that we used to enjoy doing like a hobby and moving it over into creative mode, we've gone the creative mode and launched a whole business around our creativity. And when I say creativity, I will say something, Sandy adds to it, then I come around the other way, and by the time you know it, we have like this grandiose, kind of like the business shower. Remember the business shower?
Yes.
We started talking about we were meeting new friends in the Bay Area, and we had just done the Lifelinks
Podcast.
podcast. Our friend Consuelo is out there. And then we've met other women from
Christina for
Cafecitos
Latina
con
with
Jefa.
Masters.
Latina was Masters, Christina. And then there's also, is it Sophia? Ooh,
Sophia. Yes.
Sophia. And then we met,
Giselle.
a la mode branding. Um,
Giselle.
Giselle and her business partner. And we're like, I think a lot of this is here's the key component. It's building relationships. It's meeting people and finding where there's common ground and where is there something that you can share that they may not know of and vice versa. And we just thought of this, let's do a business shower. Sandy's like, well, why are we going to do it online? Let's just go there. Oh, okay, let's go there. and we took a road trip. But that road trip turned into more than that. We got to meet our friends in real life, which was awesome, right off of, with the back view of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yep.
Um, and then we got to do the road trip, go down to your alma mater,
We went to UC
you know,
Santa Cruz.
something that wasn't even planned. We're like, just do it. We
And
got
I,
to
and I-
talking to people.
and I think that finding your community and finding your niche is important. But here's my experience. The first rodeo. So, I also have a business with Farmers Insurance. I've been an insurance agent for 13, 14 years. I don't know right now. Hold on. What year are we in? Yeah, I think it's 14 years. And when I first started, it was something I mean, I don't come from insurance world. It was something that I did as a retirement plan. So I joined an organization of women, but I immediately felt like, oh, this is not what I'm looking for. I only was there like 2 years, and I was kind of turned off because I guess in my mind I felt like when you come together in an organization of women, they're there to raise you up and be like, what do you need help with? Do you need some advice? Do you need this? And I didn't feel that. Unfortunately, it was more drama than anything. And then I kind of went on the side and I was I'm just going to do my own thing. And then I joined another group and I was like, okay, maybe this one's going to be a little bit better. And it was even worse because they had a lot of drama, a lot of politics, and it felt kind of like public sector type of politics. And I was like, like that one I didn't even last a year, girl. I just left. I was like, I can't deal with that. But I don't want you to be discouraged. That's what my point is that we have found our niche and the women that support us in the broad network. And,
Oh
and
yeah.
I, we cannot be more thankful and we cannot express it anymore. That group of women has really been our cup of tea. We feel welcomed. We feel that if we ask for assistance in anything, they will come forward. So I think that my message to women who want to do something is don't give up if you don't find a group of women that you can relate to, that can support you in whatever way they can. You just got to keep looking. Important that you surround yourself with people that are either, I mean, they say that you're supposed to hang around with people where you want to be in life, right? But you would definitely want to support yourself. You want to surround yourself with women who are either in the same boat you're in so you can bounce ideas off of each other, and women also that are way ahead of the game and you want to get some guidance. Definitely not the naysayers, because you're going to have a lot of people telling you, I know it's okay. Oh, you guys are not going to make any money. That's stupid. There's always going to be people who are going to just try to stomp on your dream. And you can't listen to that. You can't listen to that. And deep in your heart, you are not going to stay in the same job until you're 80, because then what happens after that? You didn't live your dream. I believe you have one shot and you better make it last.
Yeah, this is definitely not a dress rehearsal. So it
No.
definitely is go big or go home. I have to also acknowledge, I know Bra Network was the first network that we came across, that we went to the first event. And I remember just thinking, wow, meeting all these people there and just listening to what they were doing in entrepreneurship. That to me was awesome, because then we launched right after that. Right. But there was another group that actually was very it was so supportive as well, that and welcoming, was Cafecitos con Jefa. When
Absolutely.
she when she put together a platform where women can jump on and have a space where we can all be working so that we wouldn't feel alone, because I mean, you and I know what COVID did. That solitude is sometimes not the best, it doesn't help you, kind of like, when you're in an office space, like when we were in our former place, I'd call you, hey, what are you doing? Oh, what are you doing? And we'd go get coffee, we'd go do
Let's go get some
everything.
coffee.
Let's go get some coffee. Let's just sit and, exactly. But when COVID hit, that disappeared. And Kita, put together, she developed, she created this space that everybody can be on there. You're in silence, everybody's on mute, but you're all working together. So it's almost like creating a virtual office. And then afterwards, it's kind of like the chit chat and how you doing and what are you doing and what do you offer? That was very helpful to us as well. So the big shout outs to both Carrie Murray from Broad Network and Kita Zuleta from Cafecitos con Jefa, because those are the spaces that we really are grateful for, and that we continue to participate, and we made how many friends? We've made so many friends through these groups that have been so supportive that, I know that's why I said, we wouldn't be here. Yes, we're definitely dedicated, and we're, get it done type of people, but having that support has been invaluable.
So, for us also, I mean, having 1,000 followers for us means it's a big deal for us. A bigger deal is when you walk into the room and they say, "Oh, here's one of the peacocks." To me, I'm like, "What? You recognize me?" It has to do, of course, with the name. And then, but when they call you one of the peacocks, of course, they don't know our names, right? They just know we're one of the peacocks. It's such an
Yeah,
amazing feeling. And I really hope that I never get past that.
yeah,
You
that
know,
feeling is
that
great.
I'm not gonna be like, "Oh yes, it's just me." No, I love it.
No,
Like, it's so shocking. And the thing
yeah,
is that every single follower we have, gets a thank you, and it's not a pre-typed.
no,
I go in there and and Anna says, "Hey, we have another follower." Go in there. But
everything is very, yeah, it's
we
very
remember our
genuine.
followers. Yeah, it's very genuine. We remember our 700 follower that we gained out there in Slovenia.
Slovenia.
Yes, our 1,000 follower was at your optometry office. Was it your
No,
optometry
no, not
office?
the optometry office. It's where I deliver my packages. I don't know what they're called. Oh my goodness, that's not good. I know where they're
Right.
at, but
Well,
they
first of all,
offer such.
what packages are you delivering?
I was that's in the other business. No, I was delivering a late Christmas present, but I have to say that the reason it's late is because my little friend was in Guatemala, so I had to give her. I had to wait for her to come back, and so when she said she was back, I went to go send her a little gift, and the girls in there. I mean, everybody, not the whole team itself is. They're so nice, and they always chit chat, and they were talking to me, and they're like, "Wait a minute, the last time you were telling us you were going on trips, we follow you," and I'm looking at them. And the other girl, "Wait a minute, I haven't followed you." And she went click, and I'm like, 1,000. I'm like, "You're my 1,000." It was so weird. I'm like, I was waiting for the balloons to come down with the confetti.
Your fake balloons and your fake confetti.
So we put it on Instagram. We're like, "Here's the balloons and here's the confetti." Very sweet, you know. But it's about building relationships and communicating and
Don't be
really
shy.
owning. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Step into who you really are. And if that means you have to shed a couple of layers of other people's how they see you, then that's what you do. You
And
shed those layers,
expectations also,
get rid of the expectations, you know. We love hats, but we'd wear them now with zero expectations. We wear them to enjoy them, not because there's something that's tied to them.
I agree. And I think that patience is also important. Anna and I suffer from having patience. I mean, we don't have a lot of patience, but we know that it's important because everything happens at the perfect time.
At the perfect
And
time, look,
so we want to encourage you to, if you have an idea that you're passionate about, I'm not saying quit your job, of course, but I'm saying take those extra hours and work on it on the side. Start building it. Start Take Saturdays, for example, and meet up with women or find women and have coffee with them. You want to have coffee with us? Give us a call, girl. We'll have coffee with you.
we're there.
And we will
Listen,
send
Sandy,
you all the information, whatever we can do to connect you. I truly, truly invite you. You want to have coffee with us? Just let us know when. Of course, if you live in another state or if you live up in the Bay Area, we might not be able to make it, but we will have coffee with you via Zoom.
never say never, Sandy. You know damn well we'll pick up a car and we'll go.
That's true. If you're in Morocco between February 11th and the 16th, I will be in Morocco and I will go to coffee with you. And then be in London between the 16th and the 19th, and I'll have coffee with you. But
And if you're in
my
Cuba in March, I'm happy to have coffee with you March 4th through the 8th.
so, but we're here to support. We're here to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. It hasn't always
Sounds like,
been.
isn't there a movie like that, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? A
Yes,
really
it's
old
with
school.
it.
Only people in a certain age are gonna know.
It's Clint Eastwood. I've never saw it. I just know the name.
I
It's an
know. It
old
sounds good.
western,
It's an
right?
old Western. My dad loved them.
So I think that if anything, this podcast today is really about encouraging to take whatever passion you have to the next level in 2024. We got nothing but time. And if you can do it, do it. So again, we invite you to, if you want to have coffee with us, have coffee with us, follow us, send us a DM. We're always open to helping our fellow women out there who are feeling a little bit doubtful about what their next steps will be. And no idea is a silly idea. I mean, my grandmother used to say that anybody in America can be rich. Yo puedo vender piedras en el freeway y me las van a comprar. And it's true, right?
Cierto. Es cierto.
So I think that it's just finding your people. And so, Anna, I'm very grateful to have you as the other peacock in this Two Peacocks Travel. And I think it's funny.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's funny when people get together with us. Remember when we were in Switzerland and we were with Kanisha and we were taking a video and it was like the peacocks and Kanisha, and then it sounded like a group. And
That
then
sounds like a
it sounded like a band. And then recently, someone put together in a group chat, two peacocks and a señora, and I was like, oh my god, that sounds like a freaking like a banda band. Um, but yes, definitely. I'm very lucky to have Anna, and but that doesn't mean that you have to have an Anna in your situation, but you can have a network of women that will support you.
Listen, it's Sandy. I've told you, time and time again. I am very appreciative because we push each other, But people have the peacocks. If you need the peacocks to help you, we're here.
The peacocks are here. That's right.
The peacocks are here. There's something that someone said to me the other day, and I can't get out of my head because I'm like, it's so true. There's always tomorrow. You think of all, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. There's always tomorrow until there isn't. So I don't want to. That's not to end on a low note. It's just a reality check that
Yes.
just go do it. Take the first step. You don't have to climb the whole mountain right now. Just take the first step. And along the way, you're gonna find the people that are going to give you that support.
And I've had for a long time, because in our old world, we were very face to face with death, unfortunately. I've always had that um, mentality. Not always, but more recent, maybe in the last
Yeah,
20 years. Like, I
yeah,
don't want to argue with people. I don't want to argue with my mom, especially because she's not going to be around forever. If she
yeah.
wants to buy a pink Cadillac, I'm just going to say, okay. My grandmother was the same thing. So life is too short because you're here today, you're gone tomorrow. So that's the point, right? That you want to make sure you do what you want to do, no matter what people think. You don't want to be, who cares what people think? Who gives a shit? Like,
Doesn't matter.
you know, we can't live, and Latinos live by that. Te va a decir la gente. Who gives a shit what
Nah, me
people are going to
vale.
say? If they're not paying your freaking bills, who gives a shit what they say? Like, live
I
your
need a
life.
shirt. I need a shirt
So,
that says me vale.
um, which one?
Did you
I
hear
don't
that?
give a shit or me vale madre.
No, I wasn't gonna go that far, but it pretty much a translation. Me vale. That's what I need a shirt of, or a hat. I need a hat that says me vale.
Or something that says F expectations or F que diga la gente. I mean, because really, that old school mentality we don't care about anymore. So, but I hope
We're
that this
destroying it.
podcast, yep. So I hope that this podcast has been helpful, at least encouraging to some of you who are having thoughts about launching your business. Just do it. You've got these wonderful, 50-ish old women who did it.
50-ish seasoned.
Wow. That sounds like a turkey that's been in the fridge con vino, like getting marinated, like my mom's turkey. But no, you're right. We're seasoned. We have a lot of experience. We have a lot of knowledge. And, we encourage the younger or even the folks who are our age to take advantage of contacting us and asking
It's
us.
never too late. It's never too
No.
late. Learn to reinvent yourself. Trust me, you're gonna love it.
So, on that note, I wanted to let everybody know that our next trip is to Morocco, February 11th through the 16th, and
We
we
have
still
limited.
have
How many more
space.
do we have?
We oh we
Space.
only have one room for two people, so we've got space
Okay.
for two people, and this trip is going to be phenomenal. We are going to be staying in a riad, which is a Moroccan traditional home, and we're going to have a female tour guide who's going to take us to all the places in Morocco. We're going to end in Casablanca and come home. I will then take off to London to do some scouting in London. For any of you who have dreamt about going to London, I will be there and I probably will be doing a live Anna. So it's going to be amazing. And then Cuba, March 4th through the 8th. We still have room in Cuba also. This is a popular trip, let me tell you. Talk about
Cuba is
people
very
coming through.
popular.
Yeah, so and we encourage you to go to our website, www.2peacockstravel.com. We have a tab there that says 2024 trips. We
Hmm.
have trips for all of the year. If you're interested in any of those trips, we really encourage you to submit your interest for exclusive offers before it's released to the public. So right now, we have a lot of people who are interested in Peru with the Machu Picchu trip, Oaxaca, Egypt in November, Greece in the fall, and we've got Portugal, London, a lot of other trips. But we really are encouraging you to go on there, submit your interest, and then that way you'll be on the mailing list that will give you the special offers. We're gonna give those people a special offer, and then when it goes into the public, it's a different number. So we really
Yes.
do encourage you. And also, please follow us on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. Tell your friends, tell your comadres, your tias, your neighbors. Just, we're here. We're here to, give you information. We're here to transform your life when it comes to travel. Traveling is really so beneficial for mental health. If you, I'm telling you right now, you better not invest in that Prada purse that's $2,500 and not take a trip.
I'm not, first of all, I'm not investing in any kind of purse. We have
I'm just telling
we
you right
have
now.
our tote bags that we get from each of our countries, that to me that means so much. That
Yes,
has so much sentimental value to me,
I
you
agree.
know.
I agree. So, yes, so invest in yourself.
Hmm.
Take your memories with you. Those things are material and they will eventually end up in the thrift shop somewhere and someone else is going to enjoy them. But when you
Yeah.
invest in yourself, in growth and healing, trips do all those things for you. So we really do encourage women to go on some trips with us. We do go on those trips. If it's not both of us, it's one of us. And so we really do encourage you to invest in yourself and take a transformational trip with us. Any last words of inspiration, Anna?
Take our hand and come with us,
Ooh, I like that, Anna.
right?
Wow, look at that.
Take our hand.
All right,
We'll
Peacock.
guide you all the way through.
Thank you so much. Until next time. Bye,
See you
Peacock.
later.
Bye.
Bye.